get my 6. Greetings for an update from my hospital bed. Still here. Still in a real hospital. Here's the most amazing, well, I shouldn't be amazed. Despite my current situation, despite where I am and what I'm going through, number one, thank you to the literally thousands of you who have wished me well, offered me well wishes, and say you're praying for my recovery. I'm recovering, we're coming along. As you can tell, we don't have that NG tube in there, which many of you had mentioned in the comments. You've had those things before, they're worse than death. Many of you have had bowel obstructions and had to have the tube, your stomach pumped. That was the most heinous part of the process so far. That tube going in and being in there, they took it out. But despite all this, is what I was getting at, there are still so many vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges who are claiming, I'm faking this. This is fake. I'm not in a real hospital. These aren't real and blah, blah, blah. Guys, that's just proof. Right? That alone to me, I've never stated claim that him, her, it, or they are indeed real. I offer the information. I give what evidence I can find available in my research, but I've never picked sides. I'm convinced now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it's more likely that him, her, it, or they are real than not, just because of the attitude of some of these people. I mean, wow. But I want to thank the thousands of you who are positive and who truly mean well. Now, with that said, we have mysterious creatures all amongst us. What we have is the first food I have seen in 2 days. You'd think I would be super hungry, but I'm really not. It's crazy. I guess because I'm still all clogged up. Well, again, those vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges are right, at least in one thing this time, that I am full of crap. That is still the situation. So we're trying to remedy that by way of getting something warm inside me to see if we can get things moving around and coming out. So I'm not going to make the whole video here. I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me eat a whole meal. But I'm going to give this stuff a try, see how it goes. And now we know this soup, if that's what it is, this mystery substance that we're exploring here from the hospital bed, this Bigfoot Sasquatch hunter has discovered mystery substance in the hospital. They call it food. We'll see. But it doesn't stand much of a chance because you guys know how I usually eat. I eat Miss Dearly, aka Giggly Girl's food. Nothing compares to that. That's why, even though I exercise all the time and split and stack my own firewood and all these things, I still have a bit of a belly because I eat so much of her food. Well, and as now we're finding, I've been clogged up for a while. Stuff's not getting out. Let's try it. Test time, as me and Dearly would say. Well, this is a good thing. It has no flavor, and that's not bad because it could have bad flavor. I think the whole point here is just to get the stuff inside me coming out, moving around. All right, so I've been thinking while I've been in here, all hooked up to monitors and tubes coming in and out and all this stuff. A lot of folks have been saying that I need to just stop these shenanigans and leave him, her, it, or they alone. And a lot of folks have said I made a very big mistake by actually making physical contact with the entity, which may or may not have been Bigfoot Sasquatch. It's hard to tell when it looks like pixelation. I felt something in physical form within that pixelation. Then of course we get the naysayers. Well, the one I saw wasn't pixelation. Yeah, well, the horse I saw yesterday was black. You might have seen one last week that was brown. Because we've had other people who have claimed to have had experiences with these mysterious creatures, and they have claimed to have seen the pixelation. They've been followed by the pixelation. Yo, you don't know about the pixelation, yo. And just because you don't know about the pixelation doesn't mean you got any right to talk about what you don't know about. So, I'm watching for those guys walking around here in the white jackets. They hear me in here talking about this stuff by myself. They kind of linger around the door. One of them was walking around yesterday with a butterfly net, whatever the heck that was about. Butterflies ain't out yet. All right, so I've got a new strategy because a lot of folks are saying, dude, when you get home, you need to just stop. You need to stop going into the woods behind your home where you may or may not have a potential Bigfoot Sasquatch living. Okay, I'd say call me crazy, but most of you already do. But it looked like an angel just flew past my window. Did you guys see that? If you did, put a timestamp there. Rewind. It's been about 20 seconds ago. You guys are just seeing the light coming through the window. I'm up on the 3rd floor. That wasn't a car. All right, so here was my mistake. Listen, I'm going to continue to go look for him, her, it, or they that may or may not live in the woods behind my house, as well as other places, okay? There's other places where there's been alleged sightings, places where folks tell me stories where they've had odd experiences. You know, it's not always Bigfoot, Sasquatch we're looking for. Sometimes it's paranormal stuff. Sometimes it's supernatural stuff. It's just anything that isn't black or white, okay? And different shades of pixelation. It's one of the guys in the white jackets. I gotta keep it down. They might think I'm crazy. All right, so as I see it, the biggest mistake I made that had him, her, it, or they flop me around and twist my tubes up on the inside to get me in this predicament was I made contact physically. I shouldn't do that. A lot of folks have said in the comments that I have disrespected them by making contact. Shouldn't have done that. You're right. So, am I going to stop? Hell no. Listen to the beat as I flow. I'm still going to go after him, her, it, or they, and everything else. I'm just not going to touch them next time, okay? I'm going to play almost tag, you're it with them, because I do want to prove my speed. I'll run right up to them and almost touch them and say almost tag, but you're still it. But then, also, mistake number 2, I turned my back on them and started running back to the house, and that's how they were able to get me. I couldn't see them coming. It was a cheap shot. It was a cheap shot. So I'm not going to turn my back on them anymore either. So, just want to give you those updates. I need to eat this stuff because I'd like to get out of here. It may be today. It may be tomorrow. There's still no... They just took the tube out less than an hour ago. That feels much better. Giggly Girl has been coming by to see me. She'll be back later today. I'll let you guys know when I'm out, okay? And sincerely, all cheap shots at the vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges aside, I really do thank the literally thousands of you who've wished me well. That's something to really, sometimes, you think, well, I got my wife and my kid in my life and that's all I need because I love these people deeply and I don't need anybody else. And all those tough guys say that. But to find that literally thousands of people you've never met actually do seem to be concerned about you when you're in a situation like this means a lot to me. That's what spurs me to keep going forward. So when people say, stop looking for him, her, it, or they, this is my mission, this is my duty. And just because the potential Bigfoot Sasquatch that may or may not live in the woods behind my house potentially put me in a hospital, that does not mean it's time to stop. That means it's time to push forward, always moving forward. See you for more next time from here at Homestead and Off the Grid, and just whatever in the hell this channel is about.